Good morning, friends. This is Mr. Clemens, and today we are going to be doing a fractions review. Now, before we get into these problems, let's review parts of a fraction. Your number on top is going to be your numerator, and your number on the bottom is going to be your denominator. Your numerator is the number of pieces being counted, and your denominator is the number of pieces that makes up the whole shape. So let's look at the first two questions. It says, what fraction is shaded? What fraction is unshaded? So what I want to do first is I want to bring my attention to this shape. I see that there are two pieces that are shaded in green. And I see that there are 5 pieces that make up the whole shape. Again, your numerator on top, the number of pieces being counted, and your denominator on the bottom, the number of pieces that make up the whole shape. It says, what fraction is unshaded? I see that there are 3 pieces that are not shaded or unshaded, which would be those pieces that are being counted. And I see that there are still 5 pieces that make up the whole shape. So it would be 3 over 5. Let's look at the next one. It says, what fraction is shaded? What fraction is unshaded? If I look at this shape, I see that there are 8 pieces that make up the whole shape. Now I want to figure out how many pieces are shaded. I see that there are 3 pieces that are shaded in blue. So those are the pieces being counted, or my numerator, which is going to go to the top. And I see that there are 8 pieces that makes up the whole shape, which would be my bottom number, or my denominator. So my answer would be 3 over 8. What fraction is unshaded? I see that there are 5 pieces that are not shaded in blue. So those are my pieces that are being counted. And I see that there are 8 pieces that make up the entire shape. The answer will be 5 over 8. All right. Now this one gets a little tricky. It says, what fraction is shown? Is this more or less than 1 whole? I see that there are 2 different shapes. Again, friends, I see that there are 2 different shapes, but each shape has 4 pieces that makes up the whole shape. So you don't want to count all pieces together because those 2 shapes are separated. So you want to ask yourself, how many pieces make up each whole? How many pieces make up each whole? If I go to this shape, I see that there are 1, 2, 3, 4. There are 4 pieces that make up that whole, and I see that there are 4 pieces that make up this whole. So my denominator is going to be 4 because those are the number of pieces that make up each shape. Now I want to look at the pieces that are in green, or the pieces that are shaded. I see that there are 5 pieces shaded in green. Those are the pieces being counted. So that will be my numerator, 5 over 4. Then the next question says, is this more or less than 1 whole? This shape is more than 1 whole. Again, 5 over 4 is more than 1 whole. Let's look at the next one. It says, what fraction is shaded? What fraction is unshaded? If I look at the shape, I first want to count the pieces. I see that there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. There are 8 pieces that make up this entire shape. Now, how many pieces are shaded? I see that there are 7 pieces shaded in yellow, so that's going to be my numerator. And then I see that I have 8 pieces that makes up this entire shape. So my answer for the fraction shaded would be 7 over 8. Then it says, what fraction is unshaded? I see that there is 1 piece that is not shaded in yellow, so that would be 1 over 8. 1 is my numerator because those are the number of pieces being counted or separated. And then 8 because those are the number of pieces that make up the entire shape. Let's look at this shape. Again, friends, you don't want to get tricked up. You see that there are 4 pieces. Let's count them together. 1, 2, 3, 4. There are 4 pieces that make up this entire shape. So what fraction is shaded? I see that there is 1 piece that is shaded in blue. So that fraction would be 1 over 4. 1 because those are the number of shaded, and 4 because that's the number of pieces that make up the entire shape. What fraction is unshaded? I see that there are 3 pieces that are not shaded. And again, there are still 4 pieces that make up each whole. So for the fraction shaded, that would be 1 over 4. For the fraction unshaded, that would be 3 over 4. All right, friends. Now, what fraction is shown? Is this more or less than 1 whole? Again, friends, you want to see that there are 3 shapes. How many pieces make up each whole? You do not want to count these pieces as one big shape. There are 3 shapes. How many pieces make up each whole? And then you're going to tell me how many pieces are shaded. You're going to give me that in fraction notation. And you're also going to let me know if that fraction is more or less than 1 whole. All right, friends, it has been so nice reviewing fractions with you all, and I will see you tomorrow.